Shoot, mate. What do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
Let's get it. We the best.
Welcome back to another edition of Software Explorations with yours truly, Tech Coach Ralph. All right. So today we are going to continue our exploration through ReportPortal. We are going to continue where we left off, which was getting the Python project to successfully report the results to ReportPortal. All right. So let me update the chat real quick. And it's there. So if you have any questions, please post them in the chat and we will address them during our breaks. Why is this? Let me see, make sure it's working. It is not missing. Why not? All right, let's see what's going on here. Let's see. Nothing. Let's try that. Look at that struggle streaming already. I wonder how fast I type. I haven't checked that in years. Probably over a decade I haven't checked my speed of typing. Okay. Let's see. Well, I don't know what's going on with that. So we will just have to do without. Oh, well, so let's get going. So the first things first, let's start the show. And we are going to go through our agenda for this afternoon. Maybe night where you are, maybe morning where you are. I don't know, but it doesn't matter because all that really matters is that you are here now. All right. So what is our agenda for today? All right. Let me get that up. Okay. So first and foremost, I want to thank all the latest subscribers. So shout out to all of you. Special shout out to Varish.
I appreciate you.
Welcome, Varish, to the channel. And special shout out to Oksana.
I appreciate you.
Shout out to you. Welcome to the channel. And my goal is to be able to help as many people as possible learn about the tech industry. Although I focus a lot on quality assurance and QA engineering, I believe that I can touch a whole range of people who are in the tech industry and who are looking to be in the tech industry. So whatever it is that you need, reach out to me. I am here for you. All right. So now, next up is our show schedule. So we have our live show schedule is Sunday afternoons, as you saw on the intro screen. Our live show schedule is Sunday afternoons. We have software explorations. On Tuesday nights, we have our Q&A sessions where you can ask me any question tech related and maybe not tech related. Maybe I'll be able to answer, maybe I won't. Who knows, right? And then on Thursday nights, we have more software explorations. But in the coming weeks, I am going to slightly modify our Thursday nights to be more of an entry level software explorations focused on QA in particular, where we can review live details about about requirements, user stories, writing test cases, building our QA portfolio, the things that I would put in there, having your GitHub, things of that nature, building that QA portfolio that I've been mentioning. I think that is going to be helpful to a lot of people who are trying to get into QA. I know I've been focusing more of the technical parts, the more advanced parts, but I believe there is a great amount of people who are trying to just get started. And I am going to dedicate my Thursday nights to helping those people who are trying to get into there and they're not sure what they need to focus on. They might not be sure about their writing, their quality of writing test cases, the purpose that they might be writing test cases, all of those things. So I'm going to cater Thursday nights to addressing that. It's still software explorations of some sort, but it's going in a different light to help those who are trying to just get started. So hopefully you'll find that useful and we can go from there. So you can leave me any comments, send me an email. If there's something that you would like to see, something you'd like me to focus on, let me know and we can make that happen. All right. So I repeat, Sunday afternoons, software explorations, Tuesday nights, Q&A sessions, or Q&A session, and Thursday nights, software explorations, but it's going to be taken back to entry-level software explorations for QA. All right? Now, shout out to that. Shout out to our live streams because I have tons and tons of fun doing the live streams. It's amazing, all right? Now, we move on to our pre-recorded content on Mondays. And I have an amazing one coming out this Monday. We have our candid conversations where I talk to you about different things in tech, different things about life, and how it applies to tech and how you can better yourself. All right. So that is Candid Conversations coming out on Monday at noon Eastern Time. On Wednesdays, we have our software explorations, concepts, and overviews. And this Wednesday coming out is project requirements and user stories and the QA engineer's role in that. So that one is going to be instrumental into your development as a QA engineer. And maybe that is just to kick off the upcoming live stream shows about entry-level QA. All right. So look out for that one on Wednesday at noon Eastern Time. And lastly, but definitely not least, Fridays, one of my favorite pre-recorded content is the Bug Bite, where we break down different software-related bugs, and maybe it's not software-related, maybe it's social engineering, like we just broke down this past Friday with the BlackRock recruiter Serge Varley, who spilled all the beans because he was on a date with a woman that he felt comfortable sharing all this information that put BlackRock in a bad light and himself in a bad light. All right. So definitely watch out for social engineering. But most importantly, watch out for the bug bite. Shout out to that. So we have Monday, Candid Conversations. Wednesdays, software explorations, concepts, and overviews. And Fridays, my personal favorite, the bug bite. So look out for that. And last but not least, throughout the week, we have shorts being released. We have clips from our Q&A sessions. So you can find those Q&A sessions in bite-sized chunks. You don't have to go through the whole live stream. You can find exactly what you're looking for. And my perspective as a 15-year QA engineer, an expert in the field, on how you can navigate through the software industry. All right. So that is our schedule. All right. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel and you hit the little notification bell so you can know when I release new content just for you. All right. So if you have not done so yet, please like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and like I just said, hit the notification bell. All right. Now, before we get into our implementation, just want to have a quick conversation with you. So, and it's going to kind of hit on the topic of tomorrow's Candid Conversations, but consider this a prequel. Learn from people who are successful in the things that you want to be successful in. You don't have to learn from everything that they do, but be careful who you have as your friends and even as your family. Be careful of the advice that they give you. Before you accept their advice, see if they have the results that you actually want in that particular area. I know people can say that, oh, you can learn from their failures. But as I was explaining to someone just the other day, if there's 100 people and 99 of them have failed, maybe failed miserably, but there's one who is very successful at what you want to be successful at, who would you rather learn from? Would you rather navigate the 99 failures of those individuals, or just have the blueprint from that one person who is successful and follow that? You understand what I mean? We're overloaded with information, and most of that information, to be frank and to be blunt, respectfully blunt, are from losers. Right? Everyone has an opinion on things that they know absolutely nothing about. I say reject those opinions. I know I failed many times in life, right? And that's going to our video tomorrow, our Candid Conversation tomorrow. I failed at many times in life, but my goal has always been to learn from the people who are successful at it and then tailor what I do so I can be successful. Learn from my failures, but while I don't need to hear your voice to learn from your failures. I can simply observe your failures and learn from that and know not to go in that direction that you went in, right? But for the person who has successfully made it, if by God's grace I have access to that person, then I want to learn from them and to soak it up as a sponge. Now, maybe not everything, because maybe their personal life is a wreck, or maybe whatever it is that they might have, right? That like other things might be a wreck, but that one nugget that they are successful in, that I want to be successful in, that is what I'm going to glean on and take, right? I can learn from the 99 by observing. I don't need to hear you actually speak to me about why you lost. I can see it and I can know to avoid it, but I want to be close and I want to learn from those who have actually made it. So that is my advice to you as being successfully in the industry for 15 years and continuing. All right. That's how I see it. Take it or leave it. Whatever. So that is that. Now, before we get going, we are going to get into our icebreaker because I had tons and tons of fun on that icebreaker last week. So we are going to do a repeat, but not of the same story. No, no, no. We are going to do another story. Let's see where I can find it. You know what? Actually, no, I'll pick that one up next show. But the story, let's see if I have it here. Let's see. All right, let's read the story. Where did I put that story? All right, read it from my phone. All right, so this story goes. It's called. All right, so let's get to it.
Another one.
It says, entitled neighbor is angry. I am using my parking spot. All right, so it says, me, 30-year-old female, and my husband is a 27-year-old male. Okay. Sometimes the way that these people write, I'm just going to read that, right? So let's just say the husband is 30 years old and the wife is 27 years old, right? Live in a closed street and small, and they live in I live in a closed street of small houses. Each house has one parking spot. Plus, most people owning more than one car parallel park in front of their house. We didn't even own a car because we both work from home and we hate driving. We both work from home and hate driving. Plus, public transportation here is so bad. We have a neighbor who owns 3 cars. So obviously he bought the wrong place to live. But anyways, we have a neighbor who owns 3 cars. So obviously he has no space to park them at his house. He asked our next door neighbor, let's call him Ian, if he could park outside of her house. She also doesn't drive. And yes. And she said yes. But Ian, in order to not block his other car, parks all the way in front of my driveway. To be honest, I would have not minded if he had asked, but the fact is he just does it and it annoys me. Also, my family comes to visit often, and if they come by car, he usually is blocking everyone and we have to ask him to move. And every time he gets mad as if we're asking for a favor. The nerve. All right. So, anyways, I got a nice promotion that involved being in person 3 times a week. So we decided it was time to get a car. We brought a nice practical one and got it in our parking spot. Well, the next morning, the guy was blocking my exit. I rang his doorbell like crazy. It's like 6 a.m. And when he finally came out, I asked him to move his stupid car and to not park there anymore. He got defensive and said that my neighbor let him park in front of her house. To what I answered, yes, but this is my house. All right? My house. And if you block my entrance again, I will remove your car. He moves, and the next day, he's blocking me again. Alrighty then. We realized he left his car open, so we let the handbrake loose and we pushed the car to the middle of the street in front of his driveway. I put a note on his windshield saying, next time, it's a tow truck, buddy. Put tape over his doorbell so it continues ringing, and I left as quickly as I could. He hasn't said anything, but he hasn't parked there anymore. So that was that icebreaker. That one is pretty interesting. So I'll tell you this, right? Where I live, we have we have a driveway where we can park if it's one car, and the city doesn't want us to park on the grass anymore, fittingly so. And so there's like parallel parking in front of the houses, and it's on my side of the street. So something that used to always happen to us is they would park and block our mailbox, and then the mail lady would get so upset and tell me that other people can't park their car in front of my house, and I'm like, lady, I can't really control. Like when I park my car there, I'll leave space, but I cannot really control how the neighbors park their car. So I try to tell them, but then when we get new neighbors and they don't know what's going on, oh, it's a mess. So, but now if my neighbors are blocking my exit, I do not think I'm going to touch their car because number one, that's a liability. What if the car gets damaged? I think that was unsafe to do, but it is what it is. And he doesn't do it anymore, so I guess it worked out in your favor. But I think that there's probably better ways to handle it to protect yourself. I mostly care about you protecting yourself. Don't do anything that can get you in trouble, and move on from there. But hey, it looks like it all worked out in the end. So that was that. So that one was a little icebreaker for us to get going. All right. Now, before we move on, let's see. Before we move on, let's read. Oh, I can't even pull it up on the screen this time. Oh, I'm so annoyed. Let me see what's going on. Oh, I know why. It's because of me. Oh, wait, no, it's there. Let me see. Let me try. Give me 1 second to try to get this thing to work. Let's see. Let's see what's going on with this. I'm gonna try to get it to work because this is very important to me that it works right. Let's see. I don't. If you haven't noticed, I don't like things not working. Uh, duh, 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 duh. Let me see. Oops. Oh, that's not what I wanted to happen. We will fix it as we build it. And we do that. Let me try this one more time. Let's see. What's going on with this? What in the world? A second here. I have, give me a second. I don't know if you can hear me right now, but I have to restart the software. Let me see if we are back. Had to restart the stream. Let's see what's going on here. Well, it's going to be what it's going to be. So let's move on. But I can still read it from here. So I want to say shout out to Raj. Says, hey coach, just wanted to drop and drop in social love. Yeah, let's do that again. Says, hey coach, just wanted to drop in and show some love. Have a great stream. Thank you, Raj. I will be talking to you soon. And we have our friend Melissa who says, hello, Tech Coach Ralph. Hello to you too, Melissa. All right, so let's get going. So before we can go though, we need...
Please offer me your energy. I ask of you, please.
All right, let's get some energy before we get going. So... All right. Cheers. Let's do it like this. Cheers. All right. So I am very annoyed that this is not working where I can show the messages on the screen, but we are going to do what we are going to do. We will not fret. We will not, and I will find out what's going on because it was working perfectly fine and that stopped working. So we have to do what we have to do. All right. So let's get going to the show. So what do we need? We need, let's get set up everything else over here. We're going to need ReportPortal.io and have some water too in our Viking cup. So, by the way, the format is going to be 20 minutes of work, 5 minutes break, where we're going to, well, let's review some entry-level QA jobs some more, and we'll see what's out there. Because if people are getting into the field, it's important to know how to break down these jobs and see the salary ranges that are going. So it is a great field to get into, but the salary can be low to start off, but you can definitely work your way up because I've seen QA manager jobs at places like NBC that are paying about 200K. So it is possible to make around 200K and possibly higher as well as in the QA field. But sometimes you're going to have to start at the bottom in most cases. you know? So let me finish pulling this up. We are going to need our AWS. Always remember to turn off your AWS if you don't want a big bill at the end of the month. And let's pull up our PyCharm because we'll pull everything up actually. So let me log into here. Let me get our authentication code. And make sure in almost everything that's used, if it's possible, use two-factor authentication because you do not want people getting into your stuff. All right. I think the phone is probably the only thing that follows us everywhere we go. I'm pretty sure it would follow us into the shower if we were able to. All right. So I am, we can share this. But hold on, before I do that, let me open up PyCharm and IntelliJ. And I believe I'm going to end up purchasing the JetBrains suite that includes WebStorm and stuff like that because I love their software and some of them are not free. But as we dive deeper into full stack development and all that other crazy stuff, we're going to need a good IDE to use in those. So that'll be a great one to get. And let's do this and this. All right. So make sure our stream is still running as expected. And we want PyCharm. And we're going to open this one up. And imagine this, right? So if you've been if you have been following along, our past Thursday, we implemented, what is that called? Concepts to introduce AI into our automation testing. And what happens is we can also send that as well to ReportPortal, I believe. I have to still look into the documentation of ReportPortal, but I'm pretty sure there's got to be some way to send tests from JavaScript into there. So let's say now we have 3 different sources of tests coming from into our ReportPortal. So many testing metrics, which just makes us more aware and more informed. All right. So let's get our clock on the screen. And we're going to set it for 20. And okay, so we have our PyCharm up. Let's get our IntelliJ up. And we don't really need IntelliJ right now, so I'm just going to minimize it once it opens up. But I'll pull it up when I need to actually run it. All right, so. All right, cool. So let's go to our other screen. Oops, not that one. Let's do this. Let's do. Let's do this. Here, and we say. Okay, so let's go to our shared screen. Make sure our share is working properly. It is, but I am on the other side, so let me move myself back. All right, perfect. So let's go to our shared. All right, so we are. Where's the browser? All right, let's pull up our browser. So we have our. Why is this full screen? We have our we have our EC2 in AWS. Let's search for ReportPortal. Now, which one did we put it on last time? Let me see. Did we put it on the Docker one? Let me see. I don't remember exactly. Might have been this one. Let me start this one up. See what happens. Might have to log into it to start ReportPortal, but we'll find out. No worries. All right. So where are we now? So is it started? All right, so it started. Let's see what our details are for. Let me put this in here then. And let's start it. Did we start a timer? Let's see. All right, cool. Let's pin that to the top of the chat. This thing is perfect. So, all right, let's find out what our address is, our public address. Oops. Okay. Let's copy. Let's open that and go to, well, that's not how I wanted it to open. So let's copy the address. And go to 8080 and see if that's up. Okay, that's not a secure connection. Fine. Let's take out the S. And our report portal is up. Or should be up. What is going on with this today? Okay, here we go. And so we had, let's log in. So tech coach Ralph. CR. 1, 2, 3. Oh, remember now? All right, we are in. And we look at our, so we have Uber Eats. No, we don't have any dashboards yet, but we have launches. and let's look for another project to DoorDash. Look for the launches for DoorDash. So we don't have any launches. So that was the issue that we got stuck on last time. Getting the launches to show up for in the Python, right? So let's investigate that some more. So let's find out where we. So before we do that, let's actually first we need to update our report portal URL to the new one. And like if you're running this in a production environment, you're going to have like a hard, like something that's not going to change, right? Because maybe you have it using your company's domain, something to that extent, but it's something that's not going to change. So you don't always have to go back and update the endpoint, right? But for now, we do this. We go like that. And let's see, we have our, let's make sure our API key is valid, which it should be. Maybe under, I think it's under project settings, but I don't think so. Let's see. Where is this thing? Where did we get this from? Is it possible we don't have the correct credentials for it? Well, let's go find out because it's not here. Maybe you can only get it from the admin. So let's log out real quick and see what's going on. Oh, actually, no, I think I know where it is. I was all the way down here. It's, okay, so here we are. So there goes here. It says it should be this. I'm pretty sure that's what we have in there. Yes. So let's give it a run and see what happens when we try to set it up. Although we should be in. Oh, wait a second. Let's see what DoorDash has. Is that what's causing it? Nope, it's the same UUID. So project DoorDash. Let's give it a run and see what happens. Oops. So we go here. Let's see. What? I'll do it, but that's kind of crazy. Just what in the world is this? Never seen that before. That's ridiculous. But we don't really care about that right now. We mostly care about the site working. Oh, we're still using Citronella. That's interesting. So cool. Well, we can do that. So let's see what's going on. And is our timer running? Let me see. Not even running. You know what? We're going to take a break after 10 minutes now. All right. So something. All right. So let's read the documentation for Pi using PyTest and ReportPortal. All right. So So it says, all right, installing it. We have that installed. Prepare. Okay, so we have this. Root directory of test or specify any one of the using the pytest command line. So let's compare. Let's see. We have that. This is in the root folder of tests. You have all of that. For logging of the test item flow report to go to report portal, please use the Python logging. Okay, but that's for logging. Just want to see the results making in there. We can always take care of the logging after. To run tests with report portal, you must provide the flag. Okay, so maybe that's the problem. We're not providing the flag. Let me try to run it through the command line. I know I can get it to run through the. Okay, so let's do this. So terminal, and we're going to do py.test, and then we're going to do .test. Unrecognized argument. Okay, no dash. Oh, okay, so it's test. Okay, that's my bad. My bad. No test ran. So is there some type of annotation? Because I know like some things require particular words to be in test. So let's try to find out what's going on here. There needs to be a method. Let me see. Or a function. Let's see. Let's see here. So let's look up PyTest documentation real quick. It's possible like PyTest has some type of special condition to be set up. Maybe it has to be in a function. Let's try. Let's see how-to guides. How to invoke PyTest, how to write report assertions. Okay, so PyTest allows these standard Python assert for verifying expectations and values in PyTest. In Python test, for example, you can write that so I wonder if they actually require everything be in a function. Let's try this. let's try this to do. And then we take this, or not the import. Let's take that and we go all the way down. And I don't know. Let's see what happens because this is very, very strange to me. It's not finding any test. Okay, so let's say, let's Google. So this is what we're going to Google. PyTest not finding test. Look at that. And other people have found it too, have had that issue as well. But let's learn from what their mistakes. Interesting. So PyTest searches for that. Let's try it. Let's try that, right? So let's find out. So let's say class test DoorDash. Or I guess there's none of that. And then I guess we would say this right here. And this would be so much easier for using the page object model to define this test. So this is going to be self. Let's see how it happens now if we run it. We're getting the same thing. Let's see. So test underscore test prefix test classes without in. Okay, so okay, so let's see. I don't know, I have everything here. Let's see. Let's see. Config file, PyTest, INI, plugin report portal. So you found all of that, but you're not finding a test. So maybe I need to rename my test to test DoorDash. Let's try that. Hey, look at that. We got something. That's what it was. So we needed the file name to be, and you see, this is why we explore software, right? So we needed the file name to be something in particular in order for it to be picked up by, oh, this is so annoying. What the heck is going on with this? But even if it fails, that is perfectly fine because we accomplished our goal. I'm not sure why it's not working as it should be because there's no reason. Let me see if I go to DoorDash myself, what happens.
Lunch break! Lunch break!
All right, we are taking a break. So it takes me to the DoorDash site. Let me see if I put an address. Okay. Oh, that works that way. Ooh, looks nice. All right, so let's go to break. All right, so yeah, so we figured out that problem, and we will check in ReportPortal to see if it started sending the data over. So we figured out the mistake. We figured out we engineered it to win, like we always do. So we never take any losses. All right. And I'm so upset that I don't have the chat coming up on the screen because now I have to go back and look for it in the other browser. But we do not have anything of pressing matters, so we shall continue and move on. All right, so let's go to and just to let you guys know, some people have been sending me their resumes for me to review for them, and I'm glad to do it. But as my time gets more and more limited, I will not be able to review your resumes at no cost because my time is going to get very busy. And if you want me to review your resume, number one, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Number two, send me your resume, Ralph at techcoachingwithralph.com, and I will get back to you with feedback on your resume, how you can make it better. So just reach out to me and let me know. All right. Let's put our 5 minutes up, by the way. All right. So let's put up some jobs. I'm going to see if I can search for manual QA. All right. So let's transition screens. So let's just search for that, do a global search, see what pops up. And the first thing that pops up. So when I do manual QA, the very first thing that pops up is senior QA engineer, senior QA engineer, senior software QA engineer, lead QA engineer, QA engineer, senior QA engineer, etc., etc., etc. All right. So let's see if we do a entry level post. All right. So what do we have here? So at entry level, we get quality assurance test engineer. We have, let's see, what is this one working on? The National Security Sciences System Management Group with Nuclear Non-Proliferation Division. All right, so let's see what these requirements are. Because this one doesn't, I don't know if this one is actually for software. Okay, so let's see. So first we're going to look at the requirements. So entry level, remember what I said, entry level, bachelor's degree in a business discipline or computer science field, minimum of 5 to 6 years of progressive experience in a software testing role, including development of automated tests, functional permissions, user interface, and data layers. So I search manual QA and I put entry level, and that's what I get, right? I'm not even going to go on because look at the two. Like this doesn't match. So let's see this Q engineer at Arc Mortgage Insurance Company. Qualifications: a master's degree or foreign equivalent in computer science, engineering, or related field, plus 2 years of experience in the job offered or related software testing position. So, and here's the interesting thing, right? You can have your master's degree in computer science or engineering or whatever, plus 2 years of experience in the job, right? But that master's degree doesn't really do much for what you're going to be using in QA. I think tons of people who've graduated in computer science and then they get a role in QA and they can't navigate through the site to save their life, right? Or their job. So that's very interesting. Like I always find that amazing. That I always find it amazing that they are referring to that like there's such a high emphasis on the computer science degrees, especially for roles in QA. And like I told you the other day, there was a young lady who maybe she probably has a bachelor's in English. Yep, English. And she transitioned into QA as a manual tester, and she seems to be well on her way, right? So they say test automation approach is top down and bottom up testing, performance and regression testing, principles and practices of agile product model environment, including lightweight test automation scripts and modular testing, developing QA management, planning, writing manual test cases, and planning and implementing QA technical reviews. All right. Yeah, I'm not even gonna go into this. Oh my god, like testing tools, HP ALM, HP Unified Functional Testing, and SOAP UI. So I wouldn't I wouldn't take this job. So I mean there's a lot of jobs that I wouldn't take at this point. But like this is crazy. And this is entry level, so they want
Get
you
a
to
move
have
on. Back to work. Chop, chop. Let's go. Come on, get a move on. Back to work. Back to work. Back to work.
they want you to have a master's degree, which is pretty much going to have no effect on your testing. But they also want you to have 2 years of experience, right? And using this, like, come on, what are you talking? Like, this is I don't know what kind of company. Let me see if I can see what kind of company this is real quick. Yeah, this is So okay, develop, maintain, and upgrade performance test scripts and test plans using various programming languages, tools, and technologies, including Groovy, C, Java, Perl, SQL, XML. Oh my God, the list goes on. And Selenium. Build and maintain a performance engineering process for better supporting the business. All right, yeah, whatever. I'm not gonna get too far into that one. Maybe we'll check this one on our next break. But yeah, it's just interesting to me. All right, so let's get going, and we're going to run it back 20 minutes. All right, so let's check report portal to see if we have any data in there. DoorDash launches. Well, by all means, what do we have here? We are in DoorDash and we have data. What? I don't recall these getting, I don't know. I don't remember these in particular, but we look around. And we have this. I wonder, so now this is a terrible looking name, which I could probably rename it here to be, maybe I can't rename it. So let's see if we can give it like a better looking name here. I don't know. So let's see. Let's try this. How about title though? Let's put it like this. Like I like things to look nice when I do them. I don't like providing crappy work. And I think if we have good documentation, we can have amazing. Like if I tell you how working for a company and I like was documenting the test case process, how that pretty much saved the company, the reason that it's still here to this day, although I don't work for them anymore, you probably wouldn't even believe me, right? But it is what it is. So let's do this. Go here. And let's say navigating through DoorDash website to add item to cart. How about that? How about that? And let's see. So we have the title. Are we able to pass a? Oh, we have the description. Are we able to pass a title? I don't see a title. And in report portal, this is a name. Let's see if I can pass a name then. Name of the project. Issue type, short name. I don't see a name. I'm gonna try to run it again. I don't know what's going on with DoorDash. I might just have to pivot into a new project if this keeps happening. But we are able to see that the data is being sent over to report portal. So it's so weird. Maybe DoorDash is checking the headers or the user agent to see where it's coming from. Wait a minute, let me click on it. Well, and these are the things that we go through when we are working on a site that does not belong to us, right? But let's keep going. Let's see what's going on. Let's see here. We got that working. Let's see. But let's check it real quick to see if at least our name or description came through. Oh, I did just run it. Hold on a second. Oh, I know why. Because we ran it through here and not through terminal. So if I wanted to run it through that button up there, I would have to edit the build configuration to say run PyTest and add the report portal parameter to it. That is so annoying. But we can already go to our report portal, see what happens. How am I logged out? Oh my goodness gracious. All right, so let's look at the one from 47 seconds ago. There you go, their description, but we still don't have a way to update the name. Let me see. So report portal update test name. So test case ID, where test case ID is using. Let's see how we would define this. Hmm. Let's see. This is a documentation we're just reading, so let's see what's going on here. We know we have our test going through. Agent. Um, and give me a second. I will be right back. Where is you? Right back.
Let's get it.
All right, I'm back. So let's see what's going on. And if we don't get not that big of a it's not that big of a deal because that's not the most important part of it. But it would be nice to have it, right? So report portal. All right, so cool. Let me take a quick look at what they have in here, how they have implemented. Okay, test case ID. And this is like, and the reason that I'm going through this is because I want you to see the type of ways that I learn these new packages, these new tools. Like I implement it and then I'm like, okay, I see the results that it gives me. And I say, I would like to implement the I don't like how the name is showing. So is there a way that I can put the name in a different way? You know? And then I just keep building on top of that, right? This is how you get better. It's precept upon precept upon precept. You can't just jump around like a chicken with its heads cut off, right? You have to go step by step. And then now that I understand this, now I'm going to build on to the next thing. Now I understand this, I'm going to build on to the next thing. So let's see what's going on. So that's test case ID, custom attribute. Let's see. Scope. This is all right. So this would show up as a description. And they're marking the type of test, so smoke regression. I really wonder if they have a way that you can get the name. What does this do here? Well, let's find out. Let's say if we put something like this in there, right? Now we go to here, and let's say we were to do something like this. Let's say, I don't know if that's going to do anything, but test. Let's give it a one. You know what? I'm just going to, whatever. It's just annoying that all of a sudden DoorDash decides to do some stupid verification crap. Maybe they're under attack or something. But this should have been working perfectly fine. I just did it. I just did it like from the other browser with no issues. But whatever. So that's eventually going to fail. Let's go to ReportPortal and do here. See the launches. Should have one from right now. Oh my God, I keep doing it the other way. So we need to go through terminal. Let's see. Or maybe I should just add that parameter to my run command. So I don't have to do it through the terminal, because I don't really like using the terminal when I'm like trying to troubleshoot and stuff like that. I like going through PyCharm. So this still does not fix the name of the test, which is unfortunate. I would love to. I'm going to take one last stab at it, but we're not going to harp on this for too much longer. Description. We've got the description before. Test parameterized. Test launch URL. Nested. Test simple. Test in class. Let's see here. Oh, well, whatever. Let's keep going, because I'm sure we can figure that part out later. Not that big of a deal. How we would name our test cases. So that is not the end of the world for us. We have way bigger fish to fry. Let me see something real quick. So if we were to do, I know I say I want to move on, but I just get pulled back in. PyTest dot mark dot why they don't have a name. Let's see. Something. Oh, okay. So let's do it the old-fashioned way and Google. Type in google.com. Well, that's not what I want to happen. All right, working with custom markers. I'm just curious how this stuff works, right? Because I want to be able to pass the name of a test. Let's see. Good integration, PyTest documentation. So let's move on then, because this is not really worth it doing all that time, because our main goal was to get our test into report portal, which we did. It's super annoying that DoorDash is doing what it's doing right now, but maybe we can quickly pivot and add another one. So let's do this. Let's go to, let me log out real quick. I can remember the other password again. I wrote it down somewhere, but whatever. I have it. So, yeah, that's not it. Write this down. I always seem to be losing this stupid password. Admin. This always happens with this password. I don't know why. I wrote it down somewhere. See why you need to store stuff in your Google password thingy. Although, what if that gets hacked, right? This is. Let's see here. Okay, let's see. Go close this out. That's not working. So, admin. I wrote it down. So, let me log into the other one again. So, what we can do, right? Let's go through this a little bit, right? So now that we have our failure in here, so let's go to our launches, right? So let's say
Lunch break! Lunch break!
Let me finish this up real quick, right? So let's say that you come in and like you have your test running overnight, and you come in and you see that you have a test failed, and it says, so now you need to investigate why did it fail, right? So let's say we click on this, and it says navigating to the DoorDash website, and we click on here, shows us like what it was trying to do. Right. So anyways, so now, because like the status is we need to investigate this, right? And we look through it, right? And we go and review the site saying that it couldn't find this path to see why it couldn't find the path. And we see that it's saying that it can't find it because there's that authentication thing, right? So now we're going to say, we're going to make so it automatically assigns the failed test to make a decision. So we're going to click on make decision, and we're going to say, what caused this to fail? Is this a product bug, an automation bug, or a system issue? So, well, I would classify this as a system issue, I guess, right? Because it's not that our automation is wrong. It's not that the product is wrong. It's that the verification that it's requesting of us now is what's causing us not to be able to get into it. So I'd say system issue, and DoorDash site is popping up human authentication when or after inserting or entering, I guess. All right. And now we're going to say apply. And now it marks this as a system issue, right? So let's look at the other one that failed, right? So let's say we do make a decision again. And let's say we do now, because we can do it manually, but let's analyze, let's see the suggestion. So it's saying that the same failure is related to the other system issue that we found. So let's do apply again. And now that applies out of system failure. We can do the same thing for this one. Let's make a decision, analyze suggestion. So now it's learning the errors, because it says, okay, this is the same exact error that happened on these two other tests. So we're going to do apply, right? And then when we come back from our break, we are going to change. We're going to change the issue that's happening so that it can we can see that an automation bug, right? So let's go on to our break. All right. So set our timer for 5 minutes. Check the chat, of course. And there's nothing currently in the chat, which is perfectly fine with me, because we are going to look some more at potential jobs. So DoorDash, or not DoorDash, what am I talking about? We are going to our browser and we are going to go here. All right. So when I search for manual QA, I'm trying manual QA tester, and I get advanced QA engineer. And this is entry level that I'm looking for. So maybe LinkedIn is not the best place to be looking. What we're going to do, I'm going to, after like this, I'm going to just switch over to, what's the name of that website? Glassdoor, right? So, because look, I searched manual QA tester, and the first thing I get is advanced QA engineer, right? But they say it's an entry level, but it says advanced. How do you blend advanced and entry level in the same thing, right? So 4 years with Microsoft Test Manager, 4 years writing SQL, 1 year experience in programming with .NET. All right, whatever. Do a quick look over here. I remember we saw this the other day. That one looked very nice. E-commerce dashboard beta tester. Senior software engineer and test. Let's see this one real quick. And this says, let's see, bachelor's degree in computer science, 2 to 4 years of experience in a QA engineer role, ideally with focus on performance testing, strong background in Python. This one is somewhat entry level with 2 to 4 years of experience. That's somewhat entry level, not like entry level, because to me entry level would be like 0 to 3-4 years of experience. But it's close enough, right? Close enough. Let's see. All right, so let's switch over to Glassdoor then. Let me go full screen while I get that up. Because LinkedIn is not participating with us because we searched for entry level, and what does it give us? Advanced. All right, so we're getting into Glassdoor. What is this thing on the screen? Let's see. Why don't this thing get off the screen and go away? This is so weird. I don't know what's going on with the internet today. My chat stuff isn't working. It's just a mess. Waiting for that to pop up. Let's do this. I can do it from here. I don't even know if this password is working now because this thing is not coming up. Let's see.
Get a move on. Back to work. Chop, chop. Let's go. Come on, get a move on. Back to work. Back to work. Back to work.
That's crazy. Glassware won't even load for me. Oh my goodness gracious. What a joke. All right. I'm annoyed today because nothing is working the way that it should be working. All right. So we are going to just get back to work because I'm annoyed. All right. So, and when I'm annoyed, I just like to work. So let's put our 20 minutes up and let's go. All right. Let's go. So where is our report portal? So we have here, it shows that we're failing. We've marked it as a system issue. So now let's go back to PyCharm. And we're going to, let's get rid of this thing. We're going to let's change the selector, right? Say home address completed. So now it shouldn't be able to find it. Let's do that. Have it running. So now we're able to see how it looks when it fails. Right, so now it failed. It doesn't tell us. Probably just tells why. So this is running something. So this is running something in some kind of proxy, and maybe that's why our when we try to navigate to the site, that doesn't work. Possibly. Let's see here. Let's look at this test. And it's not even using the remote driver. It's totally going through Chrome. But anyway, so this failed because we changed the name. So now if we look into our report portal, we should see the failure. This one. So now let's investigate this. And the error says that it couldn't find this, right? So what I would do, so now what we're going to do, we're going to make a decision, right? 96% suggestion, which it is not a similar issue. right? So we're going to do a manual selection and say this is an automation bug. The ID changed. And apply. And now we have that logged as a automation bug. Okay, so now it says automation bug. All right. Oh my God, I'm not even showing my screen. Imagine that. What a pity. So let me share the screen so you can see what happened. All right, so I'll go back to it real quick. So what I did was, so this was showing to investigate. So when I clicked on here, right, I said make decision like we did in the other one, and it was under to investigate. So let's move it back, right? And so there was like the suggestion from the analyzer, but it wasn't the actual what it was wrong because it was saying the because it happens at a similar spot. It thinks that it's because it's the human authentication, but no, it's because it couldn't find the selector. So I said this right here is an automation bug, right? The ID changed, and I click apply. Automation bug. Maybe I can't click apply because I'm not changing anything, right? But I clicked apply. I clicked the automation bug and I clicked on apply, right? So ID change, right? And I click apply. And now it saves it. So now when we go to our list of launches, we have one automation bug. We have 3 system issues because the what would you look at here? Let me see. All of a sudden, this thing wants to start working again. So let me see if I can get this to display. Let's try that one more time. And I don't know why this thing is just okay. I know what's going on. Oh my goodness, this what a day, what a Sunday we're having today, right? Oh my goodness gracious. Let's do this. We're going to fix that real quick. Murphy's Law today, apparently. Let's do. All right, let me see if I can fix this real quick. Because we do not like bad quality. We don't like bad service. And this is my OCD kicking in, my ADD with my OCD and all that good stuff. They just blend together and things just go wild. So where do I get this thing? How did I do this thing again? Okay, so we need this one. Copy. And we're going to go here. And we're going to do bada bing, bada boom. And let's see. Oh, and we're back. So now if I post into here and we say, let's see, does it work? Oh, what? I don't know. I don't know. And we are back and in business. I don't like the size of it, but if I can fix that real quick. Try that one more time. And this is part of QA and troubleshooting. All right, we are good to go. Make that a little bit bigger. Perfect. Okay, cool. And I will try it real quick on the full screen. Let's transition back. Move this one a little down, right over here. And we are good. All right, so happy to be back. Oh, that was so annoying. Oh, okay, cool. Anybody who posts in the chat, I will show your message on the screen because we're back in business. Oh, okay, let's go. Let's go. Now.
Please offer me your energy. I ask of you, please.
I was so upset. Couldn't even focus, but now we are good. So let's get to it.
Let's get it. We the best.
All right, so let's transition back. Okay, so we have this as a bug. This DoorDash thing. I wonder why DoorDash is doing this to me. Is it because I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know if it's something that they implemented that's new, or that because I haven't even been on their site in a week for them to be doing that, or is it like because of how the test is running now to report it to ReportPortal? I don't know, but we go on. So we can do this. So we have our launches. Let's look at the dashboards, right? So here we're going to add a new dashboard and just call this DoorDash dashboard to be simple. Say that 3 times fast, right? So we're going to add some widgets. So let's say overall, so we'll start with that. And we need to add a filter and we'll say count, right? So test count, I guess. Let's try that. Let's see. Or let's say contains. What is the launch? So let's go back to although we could probably like navigate to it, but let's go to our PyCharm and see our PyTest and I and launch name. So anything that starts with this, right? And then we go here and we go here and we say submit. And so we have 4 failed. And now you can choose how you want it to look. We can say donut. We can say latest launch, all launches. So let's do all launches in a donut, right? You next. And then let's say test launches. So now we have our test launches and 4 launches in total and 4 issues. One of them is 25% of them are automation bugs and 75% of them are system issues, right? Because that's what we're having. So let's go here. Okay. Let's add another widget to the dashboard. Let's say we do launch duration. Let's see how long our tests are taking, because that's very important to know, right? If we can optimize our tests to run faster, so let's say we'll choose from the test count and we do all launches. That's fine. And we'll name this one test duration. Now let's add that, all right? So now we have our test duration saying test number 7 took a few seconds. This one, all of them are a few seconds, right? And so 20 seconds, 35 seconds, 40 seconds, right? And what we can do, we can just drag this over here so we can have those two next to each other. All right. And then we can say, let's add another widget. See what the launch table is. Let's choose that same one. Add. Now test count. All right. And we have so now we have our launch table. So it says when this test last launched, it failed. The time that it started, the time that it finished, how many tests ran, and how many tests failed. So let's say you had like 5 tests running, and 4 of them passed, then you'd have 4 passed, 1 failed. If something was skipped, it would say what skipped, right? Very, very cool. Very good. So what else is there to look at over here? Filters. So, okay, so here you can create different filters. So let's create a filter. Let's see what filter we can create. Let's say this contains. Let's see what we can do. Let's say we do. So we do system issue, right? And if a test starts with tech coach Ralph and the quantity of the system issue, let's see, I don't know, 2. Oh, because we're having system issues per the times that we run tests. So if we were running like 5 different tests and 3 tests failed, then we can say greater than or equal to 3, and that always shows that the 3 tests that failed. But since we only have 1, we have to use 1 in this case, all right? So you can set up different filters to find out different information that you want, right? Very, very, very cool, actually, to be honest with you. I haven't gotten, now I'm understanding the filters a little bit better in ReportPortal, right? And now I see that you can create amazing reports and graphs and metrics. So you can like be able to provide to like your QA manager or QA director, say, okay, this is where we're at here. This is how we need to maneuver. We need to be focused on. So this is where you can start to introduce like that. And that's what we call it, like boost your software quality, right? Having metrics, like you won't believe how important it is to have metrics in QA, because you need to be able to see, okay, what are the trends that are happening? What tests are failing? And having them all together, and that's why I don't really like having my tests in like Excel sheets or in Google Sheets and stuff like that, because one, there's not really a place to document it. And not only that, right? Like not having some type of centralized location for the test to report to, because now you have a bunch of tests running all over the place, and now you don't have any kind of historical data. And that's why I find ReportPortal and tools that might be like it very, very useful for us to be successful at QA engineering, right? So you can create filters, right? You can do it either by the latest launch, you can do it by the all launches, whatever it is that you want, right? So let's keep going a little bit more, because I think we are pretty much almost done here, to be honest with you. I'm just disappointed that we're not able to get DoorDash to actually go through because of whatever it is, whatever they're going through. You know what I mean? I don't know what all this stuff means, though. I wonder what that means. All right, so let's fix that. What we changed in here, and that is back to normal. And let's see, what else do we got? What else do we got? We got our DoorDash dashboard. Let's add something else to the dashboard. Let's see what we can add to. Oh, not a new one. And here's the cool thing: you can create multiple dashboards, which I think that is so cool. So, let's see what cumulative trend is. Right, shows the growth trends of summary statistics of launches with the same key attribute. So let's add our test case count, which I probably named that the wrong thing, but that's cool. Enter an attribute key for whose values will be used to combine launches into groups. What should we do? Turk. I don't know. All right, let's see what's going on here. Something's happening.
Lunch break! Lunch break!
I don't know if that's actually going to work, but because I just put something in there to see if it was going to build something. But while it's doing that, let's transition. And give me a second. Let's see here. Let's see. I will be right back again. All right, let's put 5 minutes for break. We're gonna be wrapping up soon because we're pretty much done with this. Like we're just playing around with the dashboards and stuff like that. But let us address the chat. So our good friend Melissa says, "What is the meaning of boost your software?" So that must be referring to the title of the stream, and I will explain that. So let's keep that up a little bit. All right. So what is the meaning of boost your software? Let me pull up the exact title of the stream, which is boost your software quality with Report Portal. Discover how to track QA metrics effectively. So that means boost your software quality with Report Portal. What I mean by that is when we are testing, right, which is like QA, quality assurance, it's testing the software to make sure it's working as working as expected, right, as our end users expect. We are boosting the software quality by putting all the metrics like through Report Portal. So it's reporting when it fails, when it passes, and in Report Portal is giving us a historical context of that pass or fail. And we're able to investigate. We're able to go back and say, okay, it failed on this date and had the same failure on that date. Is there something wrong with our automation? Like, should we modify it to add some type of wait time so it doesn't click on something too fast when it's doing the automation? Or did something change on the site? Or is something happening on the site at a particular time that works a certain way, right? Is there actually a problem? Because what it can be is, like, let's say there is something there's a bug in the code that's hard to notice because there's some type of race condition that's happening, and we need to be able to find it. So we say when it runs on this date, it had this issue, but then we had that same issue again on another date. We thought it might have been an automation bug, or but it might actually end up being a product defect, right? So or a product bug. So that's what I mean by boost your software. You are making your software quality better by being able to track metrics and use those metrics to your advantage. And I'll give you a quick story, right? Working at a company years ago, and that company ended up being under a lawsuit for some like patent type stuff, right? It was crazy. It was a mess, right? But I had a system that was tracking our test cases, and then we were also executing our test runs in there. So when our automation test would run, it would take that software, it would take the results of the automation test and log it into the test case management system, right? And I had implemented that because for me, just like having a centralized place where we have all of our test cases, where our testers can go and execute the test and log the status, whether pass or fail, what was a problem, report a bug, and stuff like that, right? So now what happens is when the lawsuit comes around and our CTO needs historical information about our testing and the results. So we were able to use we were able to create reports on our testing, automated and manual, right? And provide that. And the company was able to use that as evidence that we were complying with the lawsuit and all that good stuff, you know? So that was able to boost our software quality. And now the same way, like if we had Report Portal at the time, that would have been even like, that would have been super cool as well because of all the metrics, the dashboards that we can create, the reports that we can create, that we should be able to create, all of that cool stuff, right? So that's what that's why it's named Boost Your Software Quality with Report Portal, because Report Portal, by the metrics that's able to track, it makes our software quality better. All right, because it's a tool.
Get a move on, back to work, chop chop, let's go. Come on, get a move on. Back to work, back to work, back to work.
It's a tool that we can use to make our software quality better. Just a tool. It's not the end all be all, of course not, because it's just everything working together in synchrony, right? So that's the meaning of boost your software. Let me know if I answered your question, if that helped. And if it didn't, just ask me another question. And I always got you. All right. So perfect. So let's finish up real quick, right? Let's take a look again to see if there's anything else that we can do. So back to screen. So let's take a look at let's look at Uber Eats, right? See what Uber Eats has in there. Launches. And it would be nice to have something that passed, but let's see. So what happens when you switch, it takes you directly to the dashboard. I wonder, it would be cool if you only have one dashboard for it to like automatically open up that dashboard, but it might be wishful thinking, I guess. Let me see. It just allows you to edit the name. Maybe it's a list of dashboards. You just have to click on it. I don't know, but that would be pretty cool. So, oh yeah, and here, some like, I don't know, maybe there's not enough data for it to be able to pick up on anything. I don't know. But we can get rid of that. And let's see. So let's pull up our IntelliJ, right? And let's give it a run. Let's see. So we have our ReportPortal listener working. Oh, we need to update the address though. So let's take this URL and we're going to go into our IntelliJ and we go to projects, find our ReportPortal configuration, and we're going to set that to so let's go here. Make sure there was no extra. So now let's give it a run again. So I should just be able to click this run button. Now it's gonna do its thing. Let's see. It would be nice to get one passing test to go through, but you know, I could probably modify the DoorDash one just to open up the homepage and kind of make that pass. And as you can see, right, like as it's choosing different restaurants, if we wanted it to be a like this dynamic and not be in control, like control always choosing the same particular restaurant, then we would have to think about how we're going to automate this to be able to handle the different options, you know. And trust me, that is definitely possible. It's just logic that you have to think of and like how you would automate it and stuff like that. But I would look towards making it that type of dynamic for end-to-end testing. So whatever it chooses, it can be able to accommodate the choices and be able to select it that way. So let's see. So it failed on that step. So that's cool. And let's close this out. So Uber Eats launches 2 minutes ago. And if we investigate that, we'll say that it is an automation bug. Choosing, or say we are not accommodating for different restaurants being chosen. And we say we apply that, and voila. All right, so now there is nothing here. But if we were to clear something out, I don't know. There we go. So we have that, all that good stuff. So I mean, that's pretty much ReportPortal. I mean, there's so many things that we can do in it. Like we can create a bunch of different kind of filters. One thing I want to look into is to see if we can have reports like a comprehensive overview. So let's say you're like the QA director and you just want to see like how everything is happening. It might be too much. Like it might be information overload because, I mean, I guess you would want to say like we have like our test case passing percentage is like this, right? Or we have this many test cases cumulatively that are being executed. But yeah, but so I think I would want to see that. I don't know if Report Portal can do it to see like to report across projects. So I'll look into that, but I don't know if there's like a global dashboard. If there was, that'd be super duper cool. But yeah, I mean, that is Report Portal in a nutshell. You know, it took us about what 2 or 3 to do it, but I think that we've covered a lot of it. You know, let's see, is there anything else that we want to do with this? Let's create a quick dashboard for Uber Eats, I guess. Oops. So add a new dashboard. All right. And we add that. So we add a widget. And let's say we do investigated percentage. Okay, so this is pretty cool, right? So let's say we have like to investigate and we have whatever is assigned to like actual product defect, something wrong with the automated test or system issues, and then we have those that still need investigation. I think that it's cool that we could have this one contains tech coach Ralph. So I think it's cool that we can see like what is the percentage that we're actually investigating, because now let's say the QA manager, QA director comes in and says, okay, well, like why do we have so many failing tests that haven't been investigated yet, right? Filter name. What is the filter that we're looking for? What is the filter that we're looking for? Configure widget. What did I put in for DoorDash? Let's duplicate this tab. And let's go look in DoorDash to see what we did for that. So here, well, just a name, I guess. All right, so let's say and we do submit. So we have all of these to investigate. And if they, like I said earlier, if they were running in like the same to get like this, like the same group, the same batch, then we'd have like, let's say 3 failed, and there would be, those would be 3 out of like 10 to investigate. And then now another time 1 failed. So it'd be like 1 out of 10 to investigate and things like that. So that's how, like, so that's how this dashboard would work. And that's that's the way that I would see it. See what project activity panel is. Say we do tech coach Ralph. Oh, and you can chain multiple usernames to it. So that's pretty cool. Let's get this. Oh, okay, so it just tells you like the activity that's going on. That's pretty cool, I must say. That's pretty cool. And it tells you that inside of Report Portal, what's going on in Report Portal. So that's pretty cool. And we could like probably say move this over to the side or something. I don't think this one is that important, you know? See failed test case trends. Okay, so this one is definitely helpful to what I was mentioning earlier to see like what are the trends. And somebody dipped. So yeah. So I mean, that's pretty much it, to be honest with you. I think we're gonna wrap it up, right? Because there's like we successfully completed another application. And let's go back to full screen. and we do not need our timer anymore because we are finished. So how about that? How do you like that, right? We successfully implemented ReportPortal. It's kind of like I'm very, very disappointed and annoyed that the DoorDash site was not working because we spent a lot of time getting it to navigate through the site, and then all of a sudden, I'm going to investigate why. I don't know if it's because like we're using PyTest or whatever, right? But I am very pleased that we were able to do another software, right? So we've done Citronella, Page Object Model. We've done AWS and like setting up Docker on AWS with Docker Compose. We've done we used the device farm. God. How can I almost forgot. Like we did Selenium Wire. That was the bulk of the work that we're doing on this channel when we got started, because that was very personal to me because I needed to get to work for a major project that I'm working on, right? And we investigated that, and that triggered like doing the AWS and Docker and all that type of stuff. So we got that working. We got Selenium Wire working, including on the AWS device farm, which I believe is going to have Sauce Labs and Browser Stack running, right? You're gonna be like beep beep and they take off, right? So we've done a lot on this channel in a short amount of time. I think I was looking the other day, and I think my first video was around May 28th. So we're like almost 2 months into it, and we are growing at a rapid pace. And that is because I want to add value into your life, right? Whatever it is that you need, like to my people, my fellow QA engineers who are just getting started. I do not want you to call yourselves QA testers, manual testers, whatever. You are QA engineers. You're learning, but you must be engineered to win, right? You call yourself the lower model, you're going to achieve the lower expectations. You are QA engineers. Look for where you want to achieve, right? And that's what we do here. A lot of times we start off on this, like when we start off on these journeys and these explorations, we don't know much, but trial and error, we fell forward, and we had the issue. Like I haven't used PyTest much, right? But what did I do when we were stuck? Read the documentation, read the ReportPortal documentation, read the PyTest documentation. How do we get the test to run through PyTest, right? And we saw that we had to create the class, name it a particular way, name the file a particular way for it to be picked up. And we did that, and we see the test flowing through. Yes, we saw the issue with DoorDash not wanting to play fair. Okay, whatever. Like, okay. And that's one of the struggles that you go through when you're automating these public sites, you know. But I think it's still very useful because we got to practice in earlier videos to practice our automation on real life sites and the struggles that comes with that, right? So it's definitely not a waste. And now we're implementing ReportPortal, right? Right? Now, as you grow, especially to my younger QA engineers who are looking to get into the field, let's say, like Raj, if you're still watching, or if you watch this on the replay, I want you to think about this and let me know what you think, right? Let's say you follow along on this video, and the other videos where we set up AWS and Docker and all that stuff, right? And you follow along, although you might not know exactly what you're doing, but you're able to just follow along, and you set up AWS, right? You install Docker on it. Then you go and you install ReportPortal on it, and you are able to do some, like, let's say you just do the most basic automation test using Selenium, right? And you have that filtered. Let's say the test is just go to the home page, and you click on let's say Amazon, right? Go to the home page and you just click on the first link or the first product that shows up on the page, right? So that's your automation test, right? And then you feed that into ReportPortal. So now you're on interview, right? And although you're not like well versed yet in automation, but you tell the person who's interviewing you that yes, like your goal is to become become more proficient in automation, right? Right. You don't have that knowledge yet, but you do show that what you did was watching a tutorial, watching yours truly, Tech Coach Ralph, right? That you followed along and you were able to automate a very basic test. Just going to and tell them that too. Like say I'm trying to get better automation. I'm trying to learn it. So I did the most basic test. Like my selectors are in the main test. I'm not using the page object model, but I know what it is, and I'm working towards that. But I'm a beginner here. Give me some grace. I'm still learning to crawl, right? But I followed along. I followed Tech Coach Ralph, right? And if he's worth his salt, he should know who I am because why not, right? But anyways, that's besides the point. Let me get this off the screen. Get this counter off my screen. All right. So if you do that, right? So you set it up and you go to you got the AWS, you got the Docker, you install ReportPortal, you have your basic test, you feed that test into ReportPortal, and you have it showing up, right? Now for ReportPortal, like that's like there's not much coding that goes involved inside the actual ReportPortal part. So you create a few tests, and now you have them going in there, and you create a dashboard and stuff like that, right? And let's say you do this, you do the most basic test in Java, and you do that in Python, right? The two most common languages used for Selenium for automation, right? And now you have it feed into there, right? And now you're on this job interview and say, okay, yeah, so I'm trying to learn, and I've dabbled because you've dabbled writing some automation tests, very basic stuff. You've dabbled setting up an EC2 instance on AWS, very basic stuff. You can't really answer any particular questions about how AWS works, but you followed Tech Coach Ralph's tutorial to find out how to do this stuff that is related to QA and boosting software quality, right? And then you've done this, and now you can say, okay, and I have started, like, for this interview, if you would allow me to share my screen to start, I can give you a glimpse of what I am trying to do, and I hope that one day it can give you I hope that one day that I can be able to use that here with your organization, right? Showing that initiative. So now you pull it up, you show your AWS, that you log into ReportPortal, make sure you remember the super admin password, because I always seem to forget it, right? But I'm going to find, and I promise I'm going to write it down this time, but I'm also probably done with going through the ReportPortal series, so maybe I don't need to just wipe it out, whatever. But you log in and you show ReportPortal, you show the automated test that you created, what is going, like what the automated test that you created, and it navigating through the system and everything like that, right? So that also goes to that QA portfolio of yours, right? That's part of your QA portfolio. Those automated tests that you wrote in PyCharm, and what am I saying? PyCharm, that you wrote in Python, and that you wrote in Java, right? Using Selenium in both, and they flowed into ReportPortal, and used that as your portfolio on the interview. You're able to talk about it. You're showing an initiative that you are engineered to what?
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
Exactly. Winning. All right. So that is showing that type of initiative and speaking confidently in the interviews about what you want to do, where you currently are. You don't lie, but you do share where you plan on going, right? And then that gives the interviewers confidence that you will be a valuable asset at their company, right? Hopefully your company as well, because that is our goal. If you only take one thing, the way that you grow in this world in this society is by adding value. The more people you can add value to, the more successful you will be, right? I'll give you a quick example. Let's say you have a teacher, for instance, right? They reach about, depending on the age of the students, what the size of the class, say 30 students, right? But now, let's say you take a Udemy class, right? And that Udemy class has 40,000 people who purchase the class to learn about whatever, right? That is adding that. So you're adding value to like 30 students, or you're adding value to like 40,000 people, right? And that's how, like, maybe it's not a good example because like the school system and whatever, but the point is, the more you can add value to people, the more you can reach people. That is that is the value that you're adding, right? To make sure you're adding value to the company and sharing that with your interviewer of your initiatives, what you do, your self-learning, right? Pushing yourself further, being uncomfortable every single day, pushing to learn and pushing yourself to new heights. That is how you become successful. That is how you make it through inside of the industry. All right. So, are we winning or are we winning?
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
Right. So that is the end of our Report Portal series, and I had an amazing time working on it because it's important, right? To me, QA metrics are one of the most important things that we have to look at, and I think that if we can introduce it to our organizations, that adds value to organization, and we will take it to new heights. All right. So on that note, my good friends, I will be signing off. But if you have not done so yet, please like the video, share the video, leave me a comment, and last but not least, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you can know every single time we go live and every single time I drop new content to add value into your lives. And the way that I see the channel growing, I know that I can add tons and tons of value to each and every one of your lives. So whether it's tech, whether it's mindset, whatever it is, let's get it. All right. Like my boy Khaled says,
Let's get it.
and I definitely
appreciate you.
all right, because a lot of people
Ain't believing us.
but I believe in you. So we are going to win no matter what. Sometimes it's a little bit slower, but the end effect is we win. And that's all. Nothing matters but the result. And the results are always, always, always victory. All right. We're going to go through some losses. We're going to go through some failures, but in the end, we are successful. All right. So on that note, my friends, this is Tech Coach Ralph signing off. Until next time.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again. Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
We the best. I appreciate you.